There was a news report in St. Louis over the weekend that refusing a breath test in a DWI case is no longer an option. That is simply not true. Now, this was reported by Fox 2 News, and shame on them for a very misleading headline. The bulk of their story is accurate. The headline is not. Everybody still has the same rights that they had last week, which is the right to refuse a breath test, the right to refuse a blood draw, the right not to pee in a cup. Basically, you have the right not to give evidence against yourself. And law enforcement has all the same options available to them that they have always had this week than they did last week, which is if they choose, they can go get a warrant signed by a prosecutor, signed by a judge, and then take you to a hospital to have your blood drawn if you've been arrested for DWI and there's probable cause that there's evidence in your bloodstream. That has always been the fact. The only thing that has changed at this point is that a new policy by the St. Louis County Prosecutor's Office is that they are indicating that they're going to get search warrants in every single DWI refusal case in St. Louis County. Now, that's what they're saying at this point, and I believe that that is their intention. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out in practice over the upcoming weeks and months, because there's a chance that on any given Friday or Saturday night, that this could just inundate the on-duty prosecutor and certainly the on-duty judge, who's going to have to be up signing all of these things essentially all night long. So it's going to be interesting to see the way that this starts to play out going forward, but I want everybody to be very clear on the fact that refusing is still an option, and you are still have the ability to not give evidence against yourself, and it's probably still a very good idea to refuse, especially if you think or know that you're over the legal limit. Let that law enforcement do what the law enforcement's going to do at that point. That has always been the process. They've always had the ability to go out and do this. They just haven't in most cases. If there's an accident or multiple time offender, different story, but you do still have all the same rights and options that you did last week, and I wanted to get on here and make that very clear for everybody.